got it. I turned it off. There was a delay. I turned the delay off.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm gonna say it again in case it didn't make it.
Take 3.
Take 15 at this point. I don't know how to add the video camera. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Anyway, we're opening loot boxes today with a couple of the JV team. This one starting us off is going to be Brawl Slayer. He plays DPS for us this season. And we're going to start with the legendary loot boxes and then work our way down and then hopefully get some games in before the League of Legends stream tonight.
Yeah.
Are you going to start after your ads go off? Unless you want to just start now.
I can start once I can. Is stream working for you?
What?
Is
Oh, no. Let me open up the stream for it. That way I can check.
Yeah, I was just making sure the stream is up and running.
Chat, how we feeling about picking?
Here.
Pretty mid. You know what's mid, Bree?
Should be up and running.
It's up and running for like 2 minutes, but for some reason my thing is not loading it. Here, let me.
Yeah.
Get out of there. Refresh. Maybe it's loading it.
I can see it. For some reason, it still has the. Oh, got it. Sorry. I only vaguely know how to do this. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I can see it.
I updated the name and everything. They're gonna have to figure out which file is which now. Ha ha ha.
Okay, I guess we can open one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's get it started.
3, 2, 1. Okay.
Well, you get a couple of things from it.
Ooh, dang, the Yeti Hunter.
That's nice. That's a really good one.
Yeah. Nugon.
That's cool.
And then we have Snowball.
Yay.
With a camera on. We got some voice lines.
You did.
Volvamos a la medianoche.
Okay. That's actually pretty cool.
Era 404. Sarcasm module not found.
That's great. That's amazing.
Hack the planet.
So,
That's a little voice line.
What heroes are you hoping you get stuff for out of this?
Mostly heroes I play is like Soldier 76. And maybe some Sojourn. I'm wanting some Sojourn emotes.
Yeah.
I
hope I get some dance emotes when I open mine. I don't have any dances.
Yeah, I like to say dance emotes are pretty good. Okay. And then I'll open one more legendary, and I'll save like one for like the end of the season.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yes. Look at that. That's clean. Though I think it looks a little bit more like a ice cream cone.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The face is a little weird.
Just a little.
Here's win in turn mode.
Nice.
And motor mode. And then player icon.
Cool.
The Incredible Junkrat one. Spray Awakening for Racha. And then damage.
Ooh.
That is
that his
weird.
brain?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. Anyways, regular loot boxes.
Yes.
I'm 6-1 from guaranteed legendary.
Oh, sick.
So regular loot box 1.
Ooh.
Recolor for Zenyatta water. I'll keep it. I don't have a skin for him.
Crazy.
I'm alive!
And then Hanzo spray.
Oh, that's fun.
And Hunter spray. Okay, opening another one. 2 blues.
Ooh.
Victory pose. Then the player icon of the Alpine skin, I guess.
Dude, you're getting all of this.
Scary.
That's actually pretty good. Equipping.
Break their line!
A command, you know?
Right, right. Fitting for the queen.
Yeah. Okay. Next box. Player icon.
Mm-hmm.
Is a Doomfist one. It's formal. Then voice line.
Kaboom!
And 2 sprays.
Nice.
From Zarya. Okay. Here we go again. Oh, purple!
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
Only action. I don't have one, so I might as well equip it.
Right?
Be right back.
It's simple.
Double confirm.
And then a spray from Farah.
Hmm.
Hanzo, a recolor?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
I
Yeah.
think so.
And then victory pose for Ana.
Sick.
お菓子をくれなきゃいたずらするぜ。
You're getting all the Halloween stuff.
Yeah. They have a lot of Halloween cosmetics.
You know nothing.
Okay, fine.
Fine, I'll equip it.
It is pretty unique and kind of funny.
It is funny.
I'll guarantee the next box, I believe.
Nice. Oh. Ah.
Actually,
Make him an older man.
I really like this one.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
The beard is
How's-
interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I really like the helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
bow.
cool.
Nice.
Weapons are pretty.
Probably get like gold on it.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Ooh.
6 gun killer profile.
What's this about?
That's funny.
There's opening boxes. And system online.
Awesome. Is Stephanie, did you want to opening?
I don't have any. I open them as soon as I get them.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're not trying to save them. We are.
Yeah, no, but like, I'm curious. How do you get the legendary loot boxes? I just get the loot box, but the legendary.
And the battle pass.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not that far into it, I guess.
You get one in like the first what's it called? Section, row,
Yeah,
whatever
the
we'll call
first like
Oh,
You have to pay
15
for
or
it.
so.
oh, for the battle pass. Gotcha.
There is one free
Yeah.
in like the middle of it.
Yeah, whenever you get to like 50-ish. Or not 50, I think it's closer to like 40. But yeah,
Then for Zenyatta.
that's fun. It doesn't feel like a dance, but that's fun.
It's his way of dance.
Right.
And then the spoils.
Good.
Victory pose. Might as well equip it. Helix rockets.
Cool, cool. Nope.
Is this from a collab or something?
Yeah, I don't know
I
who this
have no
is.
idea.
Because like or is that like a Blizzard thing? Because you know the bee is like
Yeah,
Blizzard.
the icon on the right makes me think it might be a collab, but it might just be someone that works at Blizzard.
Have him on the battlefield. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
could escape.
oh no!
No,
We missed the drops.
no.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Victory pose.
That's also something I'm hoping to get out of mine, is a couple of victory poses for the heroes that I play.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
Oh,
With the marshmallows. That's great.
Waistline.
Play nice, play fara.
Approved.
And then the Queen of Hearts. Recolor.
Nice.
Victory bows. Player icon. And the
I
spray.
was gonna say, who's that a spray for? Crazy.
Roadhog. Apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. Next box.
All right. When you hit
Legendary.
50, I'm gonna open a couple and then we'll play.
Alrighty. I got Sherlock.
We gotta save some for the end of the season.
And the season scream. Mermaid profile icon. Doomfist paint spray and then that
Aw.
one for Kiriko.
That's fun.
A purple.
Ooh, nice.
Is this Mara skin? Seems mostly just purple, but
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't there one that she isn't purple and it looks like that? Or am I crazy? I'm probably crazy.
player icon, werewolf spray,
That's a fun
and
one.
Oh, hot soup.
soup.
The hot soup victory foes.
Nice.
I'm going to have to science the heck out of this.
That's funny.
Whoa.
I'm a safe bet.
Yeah, that's when they're picking characters.
Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades. Okay.
Yeah? That looked big.
A recolor for Kiriko.
hmm
A victory pose for.
Now she
Forget it.
has toast. Awesome.
Cup looks like a fish of some kind.
It does. I was just wondering what that was.
Yeah.
A perfect launch does not mean a perfect landing.
Ready? And then just smile.
I love that one. It's so cute.
Yep. It focuses on her one main characteristic.
The fact that she eats rocks.
Player icon. Player icon.
Ooh.
Dragon Death Spray. Is there supposed to like someone continuing this? Because like cut off right here.
Right? I wonder.
Yeah, there is. A bunch of the other ones have like a piece of the dragon. I don't know who has the front piece.
Ah, we're gonna have to find it. The hunt for
Eventually.
the dragon head.
And then last one, then Gracie's opening.
Oh, sick.
Pachimari.
Gothamari.
Tokyo Sentinel. Spray icon. Oh my goodness.
Ooh,
In a bubble.
little guy.
Might as well. Actually, no, bottom one. Alrighty.
All right.
That's Witty.
I will pop up my screen, and I haven't done this yet, so we're gonna find out. Oh, I have a legendary. Let's do it. Ooh. I don't play Hanzo, but that's a pretty cool skin.
We can't really see you.
I mean, unless we're looking at Twitch where everything's past tense.
Yeah. Well, it's not past tense. The
And,
delay shouldn't be on.
My stream just isn't working apparently.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
So I got the Cyber Oni skin. It's red and it's black,
Okay, finally.
and it looks
Okay,
like
found
a
it. Here we go.
demon.
Yeah.
The ringleader player icon for Reaper.
Get a load of this.
A nice voice line. Get a load of this for Winston, and the crazy spray for Junkrat. All right, let's go back to the regular loot boxes and open a few of those. Ooh, yes. Victory poses.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I might as well. The Soul Globe for Reaper. Got our victory or post for Kiriko out of that one, in case you guys still can't quite. Right? No, I was kind of excited for the Huckleberry one. Alright, a dragon player icon. Love a good dragon.
You should be scared.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Cool it.
Oh, ha! I've never seen that icon before. That's really funny. Skeleton Mari. Yes. Do I ever play Bastion? No, but I will be so annoying when I do. Aw, that's cute.
Present for Tracer.
Ooh. I love a blue skin. I've gotten 2 of them. Nice.
Try me.
I'll equip the voice lines for the ones that I play. Oh, hey. So are there 2 sets of dragons?
I guess so.
Because this is also a tail. And it's a different color. So maybe everybody has a dragon dance spray. Oh. Nice.
Purple.
That's fun. Why do I have Cabbage Mari twice? Black cat player icon.
Can or not?
That's sir to you.
Ooh. I forgot I had that skin equipped.
Relief detected.
A tire swing. Really? Can or not your favorite Echo line? This is fun. I like that. With a little birdie holding the medal. That's fun.
Odds of success increasing.
Wow. She looks really young in that spray. I wonder if that's just because of the art style, or if it's supposed to be...
I think it's art style.
Probably. The banana equip. That's kind of crazy. Why is there...
Party animal.
Equip. Why is there a high jump icon? Did they do something for the Olympics? That feels like a weird
guess
one.
so. Yeah, because Tracer has an Olympic skin.
Yeah, a bunch of them have like Olympic things, but I'm not really sure like what the event was.
Oh. Oh my gosh, look at this spray. He's adorable. Never played Torb, but you know what? Favorite Torb spray.
It's adorable.
Nice. I got a couple victory poses.
Who's ready to party?
Yes. I'll go down to 50 and then we'll play some games. Because loot boxes are fun. Ooh. With the cherry blossoms? That's cute.
Things are looking grim.
Crazy. So, while we're sitting here watching these last couple loot boxes, what do we want to play? Do you want to do Mystery Heroes? Do we want to do Unranked?
That was the unranked.
Okay.
Because I feel like
Be
when it's
reasonable.
competitive, it's like a little bit too stressful,
Oh, this is fun. That's very fun.
especially on screen.
Oh yeah, no. Alright, let's do a little unranked then, shall we?
Yep.
Oh wait. Hold on. I've neglected to join a party. Wonderful. Oh, Yvonne's the leader? Nope. Okay, good.
No,
Sounds great.
you aren't. For some weakness.
I mean, if you want, I can queue
That's
for some
fine.
other stuff. Let's let us into something. On a paintball.
Oh, Crispy thing.
Oh my gosh. Do we want to grab him?
Grab him.
Grab him.
Grab him.
Cancel. Crispy, join.
Kidnap him.
We've kidnapped him. Success.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Wait as I fumble the controls of putting us back in queue. Okay.
That's
got
okay.
it.
Okay, we got a whole team.
Whole team.
Nice.
Hello.
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 You're on stream, by the way.
Okay. I'm gonna
Hey, it will be a
say not so nice words.
No. Turtle get banned.
We're playing on a paintball. You can't be on my Christian stream if you're gonna say bad words.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mods are gonna get you.
The mods will get
No, the mods, they're gonna bomb my house.
me being the mods. I will hunt you down. I forgot the DPI on this thing is crazy. It's a good thing we're loading at paintball first. I might need to change that.
Oh,
Does anyone have any good recommendations for comforters?
Comforters.
Yes, I just got a new bid.
Oh, sick. I just bought one from Walmart. They have like these giant packs. Come back.
Oh, the sets?
Yeah. Can I get over here? I can. I don't know who's here, but I'm trying to hunt you down. Oh man.
No, I was surrounded.
Sheesh.
Christmas. Ah, no, buddy.
As much as I hate to do this, I need to change my settings again.
Yvonne's asking what color should they come in.
What, like the sets?
Your comforter. They were gonna buy for you on
Mine?
stream, yeah.
I don't know. I was just looking at. I was gonna buy them separately.
Ah.
Like I was gonna buy sheets and the comforter separately, not
Ah.
the set.
You got me, but my missile delay, or my... I know what it's called.
It's the
My sleep dart,
travel
there we go.
time. Oh, it was the sleep dart?
Yeah.
Ah. I was like, she shot me with the projectile version of this weapon and it just got me.
I don't know what color should I get? Because I have curtains that are kind of light. Well, no, they're kind of just brownish. They're not light or dark,
I know.
just brown.
Dang it. Your curtains are brownish?
Yes,
Do you like green?
I would be down for green.
I'd say like a dark green.
There you go.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind when I go shopping online.
Ow, dang it.
You scared me.
Come back out that door.
Ah, Ian.
Okay.
No, come back.
Money.
Spend money.
I'm in the middle of a fight. I'm running away.
Ian's winning, get him.
I mean,
Ouch.
I wish. I'm using the pro strats of bunny hopping everywhere so that you can't hear my footsteps.
Oh no, Chrissy.
Are you sure? Is he here? Oh no, he was there.
I'm
He
here.
was there, Chad.
No!
Okay.
My arms are too short.
Oh.
Got him.
Alright, B. I'm turning my sensitivity down even more. That's crazy. Oh no!
That was fun.
Ooh, Blizzard World.
Welcome to Blizzard World.
Your Sigma.
Alrighty.
Or I'd say I'm turning my sensitivity down more. Honestly, I probably shouldn't. Because I just have my honest sensitivity up really high for some reason.
What do you usually have your sensitivity as?
So, 100 is 100. 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 100 is before I was frequently streaming on this computer, which
Why
the
seek
DPI on this
answers
mouse is
when we
crazy.
do
If you
not
ever come
know
back
the
here,
question?
I know that look.
I had my in-game
Mending
sensitivity
old
at
wound.
25.
I wronged someone dear to me.
Dang, that's crazy high.
Well, I'm used to like
Trying.
when I play at
It's not
home, I don't
pleasant,
have room to move my
But
arm
you
when I
see,
play.
it was worth it in the end.
So I do
Okay.
almost
Hope so.
exclusively like finger adjustments whenever I'm aiming.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Can't you change the DPI on that one?
I-
The one in the stream room?
I can. I just have to pull it up, and I don't feel like it. And I know that like when I'm playing on, say, Hazard, I want it at 25, and if I'm doing Sigma, if I'm on a computer with a high DPI, 20 to 15 is fine.
You said that's a lot of
Hey,
work.
crap.
It is. It really is. Okay, mine's down. Don't
We
eat
have
my
a
barrier.
Diva. Look at that. It looks like they have an Ilari.
Aha, you missed my rock.
Chop it out. I'm gonna go a little bit around.
Crazy.
See if we can disrupt
My
the
barrier
battle.
died.
We have a soldier 76.
He was one.
Diva.
Brett, use this chat. Diva's deep mech. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, but you know.
Thank you.
Ah, I died.
No.
Dang.
Diva down. I'm down.
I kept trying to recall my barrier,
Soldier
it wouldn't
76
recall.
got me.
Ooh! Diva's diving in!
No, the
You might die because of me.
Oh no! Alright, good job, guys. Oh no! I'm staying back here. Here, come back here if you can.
Gather here.
I'm kind of waiting on Yvonne and
I'm with you.
Crispy. Alright, let's go. Do we want to try going from the left over here?
Engaging enemy forces.
We should go main and go straight right towards the high ground.
Alright, let's do it.
Barrier initialized. The barrier weakened.
I died.
Oh, no, I tried to get the pylon, but no, I should have just went straight for it.
I gotta go support.
Okay. It's not that rock.
They rezzed.
But I did. Ooh! It says Junkrat projectiles. Hold on. I might switch.
I got soldier.
I might do Zarya, see if that helps
I'm
any.
gonna die.
Thanks.
We will crush them.
That way, if anybody wants to push in,
Oh,
Oh, these junk rats. Let's call it
accidentally bubble
projectiles
Yvonne.
keep getting me.
Yeah, it is just the Junkrat spamming those corners over there. Dang, I should have popped my other bubble. Junkrat set a trap on the
Okay,
right
should we
corner
brute
of the main.
force this?
I think we need to.
and Diva is out of line.
We are gonna be
Oh,
brute force this. Let's go
Not
to the
so
small
bad.
side. Well, no, Junkrat's gonna beat us in the small room.
He is, he is.
Oh, Diva's in here.
I say we distract in the small room
Okay.
and one go in the top room,
Okay.
top part. Nah, I messed it up.
Nope, get out of there.
He's down. Oh,
Diva's D-Mac.
Salted.
Wow, look at my tracking. Awful.
You cannot escape me.
Good job getting high ground.
This is our objective now.
Oh no, the wall! I got stuck on the wall.
That pylon's gonna be on cooldown for a while since you got it. Okay, I'm coming up.
Do something.
We do need to touch.
You should wait for me before you push up.
Yeah.
Try not to be super aggressive here. Just try and get all charge.
Okay, you hear?
I'm here. I'm gonna teleport high ground.
We also have Sojourn.
3, 2, 1.
Dang.
Ilari's low.
Laurie's dead.
I am also low. I'm gonna.
They're gonna res.
No, no, Diva.
Energy protocols calibrated.
Oh, I didn't touch.
R.I.P. Oh man, look at these two, coordinated.
Play of the game.
That's awesome. If you get an entire team with all those finishes.
You can, unless it's
can.
open queued.
That's crazy.
No, there's like 3 DPS and 3 supports.
Well, you've got Diva, you've got Ashe
Diva's
and
playing-
Widow, right?
No,
No?
it's Ashe for DPS, and the rest of them is Mercy, Juno, and Ilari.
Dang. How dare
That's
they?
3 DPS, 3 supports.
How dare they make it to where you can't do it?
I mean, not in roll queue, at least.
Yeah. I guess you could do it in open queue. Anyway. People. Or we could do Rhine Invasion. Let's do it.
Did you ever get enough to
Wait,
buy the skin?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Team deathmatch.
It's the Rhine Invasion.
Fight.
It's supposed to be. I don't know what this is.
Rhino Vision.
This is
Green
Ryan.
acid.
One.
But the other version.
It literally
But you
says
can't run
on the
away.
health pad.
That's wild. Oh my god, there's still 50 million of them?
Yeah.
They all just hit
On
me.
now.
Oh, when we get our perks? This is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, see, Crispy?
What? Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
Get him. That was quick.
As it should be. Get my perk. I can move in my barrage. It's gonna be crazy. Oh no!
They're flying.
Sigma! Since when am I playing Mystery Heroes?
A gun in each
Oh,
hand
okay.
and a smile on my face.
Oh no.
Yeah, careful about that.
No, it's
What was
okay.
that?
I think I
I
lagged
have no idea.
hardcore just then.
Yeah.
That was bad.
I think it
I
just
trapped all
changed
of them
something in
and
slow
it
motion
tried
for
to
some
break it.
reason.
Yeah, happened to all of us.
David.
Oh no, it's
Oh, they're fading.
I got a perk. Now they're gonna be moved even further back. I almost died.
anyway.
Two waves being skipped.
Oh, I
nice.
have no need. Okay, anyway. I reloaded, I have like 1500 ammo. I love that. Honestly, I do it because it's hilarious. Zarya.
No, Iman.
Murder. Oh, no.
Yvonne.
Okay, we got it. Okay. I have grab, and that's gonna be fun.
Alrighty.
Weep.
the steam.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Oh, Ilios.
It's the hog map.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they play Hog. Oh no. Yvonne, did you read the patch notes? Have you experienced them?
She is not.
So
She has not grieved.
they increased all of Anna's cooldowns is the main problem. In the non 6v6 game modes.
You do too much cardio. Not
So
enough
like
It's in
now,
both.
All it's
Huh?
some weights. If you go jogging.
It's in both. Both 6v6 and 5v5. 2 seconds for 5v5 and I think 1 second for 6v6.
it was 2 in both, but I think in 6v6
Oh,
it
it's two in
was
both,
already
okay.
lower.
Let's get this done.
So
Yeah,
like,
so
it
it
went
was
from
already
10 to
lower.
12 in 6v6. And then from like 14 to 16 or something like that. It was crazy.
No, I thought it was 12 to 16.
Okay, well, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't paying that much attention. I saw it and I was like, how dare they? I was gonna bubble the... If you're gonna play
Sig's
Sigma, I
low.
can't play Zarya.
Oh, Reaper!
Well, Zarya is good for Sig.
Well, the thing is that, like, I like to feed him off my bubbles. And he can't do spam
Oh,
damage
Hatto.
at me.
Oh.
That was me being
Reaper down.
stupid if we wanted to know what happened there. I was paying attention.
Accretion.
But if you say it's good, I'll find out why.
Calibrated.
I'm anti.
Beam goes through one of his abilities.
Yeah, for the...
Yeah, his suck.
Yeah. Switch to Widow.
Yeah, I'm making some plays. I didn't make any plays, I missed. Didn't make any plays, I'm almost dead. I died.
I'm trying to get the tank.
Like, it's hard to heal y'all.
Dang. Don't worry. Here. I am gonna switch just because I'm not playing this smart.
Oh, no!
We will have peace at any cost.
Targeting hostile.
The Reaper's up there, dang.
That shouldn't have hit me. I mean, probably, but... No. I don't like that if you move yourself to a higher object when you're landing in that, it doesn't reduce damage. That's kind of sad. Because I thought I was so smart. No! What have I said
I got
about
this.
putting your faith in me? Don't do it.
Oh, don't die!
No, me? Never.
Yeah, you.
Best round.
That was bad. My bad. I'm sorry.
Score 0-1.
I think we're all, need to get it together.
We're having fun. We're just
Especially
having
me.
fun.
Especially you, you're playing Apara.
Moment we have a common
Alright.
purpose.
I'm playing characters I don't normally play.
Sick. Okay.
No one's a natural. We all have to put in the work.
A
Vaughn
warm?
changed.
Have you ever seen a
quickly.
warm up close?
5, 4, 3,
Is that how you spell worm?
1.
Because with the U,
No.
it's just
Capture.
like a dragon worm.
No. Yeah, that's how you spell worm. With O.
I wouldn't know.
Never have to deal with the worm.
You're still playing probably at the same time. I know 6 still here.
Yeah.
What do you mean my barrier didn't block the rock?
Watch out, Reaper right next
That was
to you.
dumb. What?
The objective is now.
Reviving? Crazy. That's a
Never
choice.
tried.
My resolve hardens.
Ow.
That's crazy.
Ain't it always? Aha, we're strafing in different directions. Or projectiles will hit you. Aha!
I forgot.
Dude, oh my god, they're on top of me! Wow, that was crazy.
Reaper down, Reaper down. I'm low. Thanks for the healing.
I should not have been hit by that. Come on.
He's low. He's. Ah, I'm done.
Yeah, that's sleep.
Oh, nice shot, buddy.
We get him.
No, he's with it.
Aha. Ana's down. I'm gonna stop being so
I got one.
Oh no, it didn't. Thank you, Yvonne. No, not again.
No! Ah, she got me.
Okay, come on. He's so low. I got him. Okay.
That's a big lie.
No teleport?
I used all my cooldowns. Bounce on my ulti again.
Reaper's here.
Don't ask me why I decided to do that. It was stupid.
Now, Sigma's coming after you.
Yeah.
Just dumb. I don't know I went back in there.
Ian's on it today. Even if none of us are.
Lost for a war won.
I headshotted.
I would try and go for. Well, never mind. I'll wait till everyone's alive.
Finally.
Settle down.
Got it.
On the low.
That's crazy, Yvonne.
Yvonne just being like that.
They're further down.
Dang.
Oh, no.
Overtime.
We can't touch that, Yvonne.
You could do it. I'm with you. That's crazy.
Play of the game.
Oh no, I didn't mean to endorse the Reaper. Oh well. I was thinking about it. Not him just ominously following her with the... That's crazy. There's somewhere on this setup where I can see what time it is,
This
and
is
I've yet
not
to figure
my
out.
victory. It is ours.
Oh, it's 5:56.
Yeah, I just checked my phone, but okay, custom.
Well, you can do it in options.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I don't have that enabled, but I don't.
Yvonne
Well,
said
it's
she's
different on
going
each
to her room.
computer.
I don't think I loaded us.
Yvonne's moving. Yvonne left. She don't want to play with us.
She left. Wow, we're bringing down her unranked status.
Your MMR. She wants to play against the super top 500 people.
Always.
Not the first, not the last.
That's so funny. Oh.
Come back
I
here.
didn't even.
Come back here.
Me?
Yeah, you. Oh no! Get her, Crispy.
I died.
I got
That's
it.
not fair.
Not leave a broken.
Everything's fair.
Someone's
No.
over here somewhere.
Not leave a broken
Crispy.
world behind.
Come back here.
Gotta get Crispy. He's winning. See, you allowed this to happen.
Me? You killed me. No.
Ah.
I tried to reload. Ah!
I will not leave a broken world.
No.
Ooh.
Wouldn't it be
yeah.
crazy if they included nades?
Oh.
No.
Leave a broken world behind.
I got stuck on a wall and then I heard Ian come up behind me.
I said we can't play until everybody gets here.
Your footsteps.
I know. Chris can play.
Ah!
Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. How
Oh,
are we
Ian's winning.
doing? Is he? Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Leave a broken world.
No!
Where is he?
When I play kill
I've got
streak.
1 kill, he's got 11.
Not
Oh my gosh.
broken world behind.
No! Rialto.
Welcome to reality.
Push or not?
Prepare to
Okay,
attack.
cool.
Select your hero.
Why is this hot? What do you mean why is this hot?
Why seek answers when we do not know the question?
Warm up those legs. We've got work to do.
Tracer.
That's so funny, Ian. He went. brrrr. Just like a little dance. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a cool skin. Oh my gosh. Hit the mic.
Actuating the barrier.
I got back.
She got back
Yeah,
on
they have-
Overwatch.
Oh, she went to her room.
No sleep.
That's crazy, because I'm just going to push this cart for as long as they're not going to do anything about it.
I'm dead. Diva.
Oh, dead.
I don't like that either. If you let us know too often.
Thank you for killing them with a...
I had the
What's happening
Tracer
over there?
revive, and I was like, oh my gosh, Yvonne, and then I remembered she's not in this game.
It's not to brag because I was playing Tracer, man. What
I
the
mean,
heck?
you are carrying so far.
Or still up there.
Mercy down.
I don't know if they had a break before, but they have a break now.
Yep. Yeah, they changed, they swapped. Thanks for the heals.
Right?
Willow down.
Yeah, she was a
D-Mac?
Okay.
The Mercy over here. Good job.
Missing that. Good though. I'll push. Oh, never mind.
No,
I was
Pasha.
gonna say, who's pushing? Oh, we got Moira. Fun.
Been Moira.
Moira, I shouldn't be doing this. Hey guys, look, I made a good choice. I deserve a cookie. Ooh, Frogger.
Or I'm gonna make a bad choice.
Not that
You don't deserve a cookie.
Oh no. But if the bad choice works out, then does he get a cookie?
He gets an okay cookie. He
This
no gets no
diva does
cookie.
not know how to stop shooting. And you know what? Mood. She has infinite cannons. I use them like that too sometimes.
Put it out. I'm in a bad position though.
You really are.
Put it back.
I'm so sorry I can't help you.
Oh, I
with
got a
that.
kill. I got a big kill.
Oh! I did not know if Justice was here. Who's playing
That was
Widow?
not the expected
Oh,
result.
okay.
I didn't hate it.
Paro Widow.
Didn't recall it fast enough. Anyways, I almost have my ult again.
I'm coming. I have mine. Oop, they're here.
Oh, far got me.
One. Not
I'm not in
anymore.
a good spot for that. Oh, maybe I am. That's not where I wanted that. That bar. Bar's dead.
Good.
First getting the res.
Mercy dead. Res went off. So she'll have no res. Bar is still up.
Bar's low.
Bar's
Bar's
down.
down.
D-Mac.
D-Mac.
Diva's dead.
And
Okay,
down.
good job.
Nice.
I just had to use my ult in a really bad situation.
The forts are trying.
We're gonna hit this. Well, I shouldn't be hitting that. That's stupid. I picked a bad perk. Take away the cookie. Hello, Break. Don't mind me. I was looking at space. Wow, I should never pick that perk. Nope.
Man down. Team kill. Push the car as fast as we can.
Oh shit. Hold on, I'll swap Malga. No.
Team on the right. Fire down, fire down, fire down.
Cart.
We won.
It's my ult.
Look at that. We are now not throwing. Okay.
Oh.
Play of
Oh,
Does
they're
Yvonne
angry.
want to hop back into the game?
Oh yeah, I remember. That's so funny. I just held my damage.
Go.
Alright.
You stole all those.
Yeah, I did.
I'm gonna invite Yvonne and see if she wants to join it. If not, we'll queue without her. Ooh, there we go. Team. 5 stack. 5 stack.
Has arrived.
Hello.
This time she can speak.
Wow.
That's big. Bro, one time I had to do a cut for the 2 turns.
Give us some wisdom.
I'm like 200, but now I used to be, like 170. I used to be in 170.
Great wisdom.
I can't even understand what they're saying.
I was 170 in the day and a half. 185 to 170.
Alright, custom game. Ooh, I know what I want to play.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. It's not healthy. It's not.
Take a guess.
3, 2,
Yeah.
Genji.
Let me
Genji
out.
ball. It's gonna be great.
Already wrestled like that.
It's gonna be awesome.
I hit the edge and I didn't know it just made you stunned.
To slow out. Yeah.
Oh, no.
To replay it. Yeah. Like, whatever you listen to.
Okay.
He's terrible.
See you, buddy.
So,
I
I bet he's
buddy.
Not it's still loading us in with the bot.
Oh, it's the bot.
No, spin to win.
Yeah, get the bomb.
Destroy him, Ian.
There we
Yes.
go. Okay, I got it. Crispy, pay attention. I'm gonna test it to you.
But to me,
No, buddy. Why
Oh
are you
wait,
away?
I totally forgot that I'd spawned in. I thought I was still watching somebody.
You said to Crispy.
Yeah, to Crispy.
Yeah.
like, Jimmy, like get less space. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, bro.
Ooh,
Spin to win isn't dead yet.
crazy.
It won't die for a while.
I'm scared.
There we go. Happy?
Maybe.
We can get him.
I wasn't paying attention.
Up. Oh,
You can't fail them on stream.
hold on.
No. The streamer down.
Well, listen, Oh, okay. I just have to remember the controls is the
let's go.
problem. I
Spin the
haven't played
win
Genji Ball in a minute.
Dang.
Watch out, everyone.
I'm much more of an on a paintball person.
Yeah, I like on people.
But I figured Genji Ball was fast, dynamic. Oh, not if I'm throwing.
I'd say it is if you're like jumping around and whatnot.
That's what I just like watching him do backflips. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sorry, Yvonne.
he wasn't sorry.
He wasn't sorry.
welcome to Esperanza.
Esperanza. I don't
He would do it
like-
all over again.
I don't like it. Oh, you want to just do it again? We'll do it again.
You can play whatever you want.
I might go remote.
You can even play
Just to be able
Hazard.
to catch up. Eh.
You can play Dome Fist or Ball.
Oh, you want me to play Doom? I'll play Doom.
Do it.
We'll do it.
Yvonne said it. I'm gonna be Mercy real quick.
Haha, you read that? How did you and Winston even find me? I wandered so far from my landing.
I'm not gonna lie, my game's been stuttering this whole time. I guess the new Discord update.
There is something about the Discord update. I didn't read it. Even though it really desperately wanted me to.
We're gonna do in a second.
Whee!
Do this.
No, barely made it.
There's
We're
what
gonna be playing against the Doom later.
We'll do it, Big.
Oh. I'll put his reload on a weird thing.
Cassidy.
Okay.
Here we Cass.
And a queen.
Be careful, dude.
Yeah, I'm just.
I see Ian.
I'm trying to scope it.
Watch out. With Baptiste.
I pressed the wrong button.
Winnow down.
Thank you.
I got hindered just like you did at the same time.
Back in it.
Yeah, you good, Ego.
I got hit by a wall.
The enemy is pushing their barricade.
Oh.
No, okay. Sorry, I was testing something.
Or not Ash. Cowboy.
Behind us. Bye bye.
Oh no.
The Widow.
Bring it down.
Hear me out? Doom was not the idea.
But it's the
There's still a
Anthony.
Cassidy over here.
Yeah.
Just a little farther. The lead is ours.
Well,
Cassidy won.
That's down.
Oh, okay.
Knife, watch out. No, Widow.
Thank you.
Okay. I need to change that, I think.
I got hold on. Widow.
I'm trying. I can't though.
Got
She's
some
in
time.
there.
My bad. I'm not making smart decisions, I'm just making decisions.
Supports are low.
Sports
Got
are
one
low.
support.
Okay.
Got him.
Thank you.
I'm distracting the Widow. This is Widow down. Good job, Crispy.
Let's keep it up.
They changed to Orisa.
Oh, Risa. That's a bigger hitbox for me to hit. I agree. I like.
So you can turn her golden, you can punch her down.
I'm going.
Both downs.
Big down.
Just down. Good job. Soldier 76.
He did go soldier. It
Yeah,
was a
so no more
choice.
Widow.
That wasn't what I meant to do.
Soldier down.
Good strike. Oh no. How dare you block my punch?
Oh, we didn't need to leave it.
Yeah. Oops.
You know what I mean? If I got the heal.
Okay, got you.
Cassidy down.
Okay.
One.
Take this. People keep
Get
dying
that.
right as I get there.
No! Cass got me.
Ah.
We cannot allow them to keep the robots.
But we push
Everyone died.
Maybe next time I will play like Hazard or Diva just to feel better about my dive abilities. Because I keep getting in there and floundering. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm going in the middle.
Hostile spotted.
Hello, friends. Wow, it is so easy to miss people when you're doing that. Ah! Almost had her.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Oh, Avon!
I love that Juno skin.
The enemy's barricade is advancing.
Thank you.
Is that the one we were saving for?
Yep.
Sick.
Enemy forward spawning.
Use all 7 seconds of my cooldowns to try and get back over here.
Enemy tank is low.
Break's dead.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I
I
got
didn't
my
do that.
power punch. Where's that tank? Where is he? Oh, tank is dead. I've never felt better
We gotta
playing
get out of here, Juan.
Have I done anything else? Absolutely not. But that was cool. And guess what? The stream saw it. We got it on stream. Best JV Doom player. No, I'm kidding.
Absolutely.
I can't even
Gotta put you on
pretend to claim
the
that.
game.
Oh yeah.
Cass!
Nope.
Gracie.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Empowers Rocket Punch. I didn't even read the other one.
I don't die that
Did not read the other part. That is simply good enough.
The enemy's pushing. Let's take care.
Oh, crap.
And their break is doing God's work.
I know, Jesus. No, I tried to block. I was gonna live. Oh, I have my ult. I'm gonna use that.
Pass you down. Soldier 36 and Baptiste.
Nice.
Thanks for the revive.
I don't know where he's at.
Anyway.
Oh, Diva's at the back.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Back. No, they're going in.
I hope stream enjoys the spawn room.
It's a very nice spawn room.
It is a very nice spawn room. I'm not gonna act like it's not. One of my favorites, Esperanza. Ooh, sick.
Battle and then that's supposed to be it.
Breaks down. Soldier's low. Ooh, I can cancel my jump with my block. It's very good to know. D-Mac.
Cancel it.
She's down.
Oh my god. Ow!
They weren't able to.
I was gonna kill that Cass! Look at us go.
I'm surprised they won.
Play of the game.
Oh, boo. The Cass. The Cass. Anyway. F10. Overkill.
I mean, one got the
He died. He died right after that.
Somebody gave me
Yay.
an endorsement. Crazy.
Alright, I'm out of here. I gotta go.
Alright, have fun. We'll
Bye.
probably squeeze one more game and then we'll have to get off too.
Yep.
Alright. See y'all.
Bye.
We should put it. We should get Chris.
What time does the league start?
I
7.
got 7.
7.
Yeah, I like to get off a little early so that the streamers
Yeah.
have time to set up. Especially since I come in here and ruin everything. Alright.
Nathan, I want to clarify before I say this that I got this obviously as a joke. But I want your marriage to go.
I go to Lotus into a game.
After the wedding.
I think about it. Ooh, this one I am playing Diva. I am. Ooh. Oh no, because they haven't came out with the other one. I want that new Diva skin so bad. I keep thinking it's available, and it's not.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
Like, I think I had a dream at one point that I had it. And then since then, I'm just like, oh! I can go use that new Diva skin. And it's like, no.
Just like Rhino always says.
It doesn't even exist yet.
Sense of every problem is very rare to have.
Popcorn for everyone.
Makes more sense when he says it, I guess.
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Clear heads.
I want some popcorn. That'd be great.
Me too. Me too.
If I shoot it, there should be popcorn coming out. There's not.
I should introduce you to Taehyung. He takes care of my mech when I'm back home.
If that's true, he must have lots of experience.
Yeah, he... Hey!
Yeah,
5,
She says, girl, I've tried to heal you.
2,
he's looking
1.
for that.
Attack commencing.
Alright, let's kick it.
I mean, if I'm going
Who is over here? Chunk rat?
Yep.
you have front lane?
There's someone on the right. Where is
Sorry,
he?
roller. Roller.
That's fine. I'm distracting them. They won't go up here.
Genji's
Never mind.
down.
Arisa went up there. And so did Junkrat.
Junkrat's dead. I'm in his trap though.
I think they're making.
Okay, let's push.
Okay.
Come on, we got it. Arisa's dead. Junkrat's used deflect.
Yeah, get in, Stephanie.
Juno's
There's a dude
down.
back here. Dude back here.
I'm coming.
Junkrat down.
Oh my gosh,
Genji's
yeah.
up top.
Hits to you, Ian.
Genji's jumped down. Genji's going to the left. I'm sorry, it's the right now. I didn't realize you were all up here. Genji's back here. Let's wait till
We're there.
Big battle.
Big battle.
The Genji deflecting. He doesn't have deflecting anywhere.
Oh no! Not your fate. Not in me. Don't ask me why I did
Funny.
it. I just did.
Then he used deflect.
Oh wait. Gotta increase my eject health.
Look, Gracie, you can do whatever you want with it. It's just to keep you alive.
Nope. Keep me alive, foolish. I don't know how you're supposed to do that.
There's a Genji back here.
Oh,
I'm gonna
I
die.
went way too far. I tried to cancel and it didn't cancel. I've been demech.
Nice knowing you.
I'm running away.
Yeah, he goes pump.
You have no tank. She. Oh, Orisa! No! Ooh, 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 ooh. Baby Diva!
I got the
Ooh,
Juno
ooh,
and
ooh.
the
Kill that Orisa!
Junkrat.
Yes! I don't know
got
who
her.
did that, but that was wild.
It's a one.
She trapped me in a room against the wall. I've never been more terrified in my life.
Push the payload. Win the
We gotta hate walls.
Right?
There's a Genji
It's
there.
that dang level geometry.
He's deflecting.
Massive thanks for 20. Massive.
Come here, you.
You're welcome. I was gonna say. But it is dumb though.
Junkrat's probably got a trap somewhere near here. Yes, rally!
Oh, shoot.
I hear Genji. Where is he?
Genji's on top of me.
Oh no! Whoa! Why am I lagging like that? That's. Oh, it wasn't lag. It was the. It was that Terra Storm. Never mind. That was wild. Oh,
Get behind you.
I was trying. Where's he at? I'll kill him. I can't kill him if he's using that deflect. Ah, dang.
And now that I think about it, we're fine. Like this is pretty obvious.
Look at Yvonne having the coolest, calmest gameplay back here. It must be nice.
Oh, what the?
Having my problems.
I'm so sorry. That was so bad, but I did it. I got excited.
It's ready.
That's my bad. No. No. Bad Zuko. Oh. There's nobody to power up. I tried. I was going and there was just nobody. Why did you javelin into my shield? I'm confused. Look at that big nano. Or anti-nade.
Thank you, Yvonne.
There's a dude on the
Overpack, leave. Okay. Thank you.
It's you, by the way, Gracie.
Yeah, I know.
There's a dude back here.
I'm very okay. Zuko, bad.
Oh.
He's down. Arisa down.
Zuko is terrorizing my back line.
Recall right now. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, point.
Yeah, we got point.
Head up.
Did you use Ignite?
Ooh.
Does he have ult yet?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, Genji? Probably, yeah, for sure. Nope. I have mine again. For the 15th time this round. Sojourn's down. I hit that brig again. If she'll let me.
You go,
And she
Gracie.
did.
My friend.
Oh my god, again? Yes. Die. Oh man, she went metal. That's so rude. I was supposed to kill you. Apparently, Juno ult cannot heal through an empowered diva. Where'd she go? Anyway.
Yeah, she ran away.
I'm gonna probably ult out here once they get back. Just so we don't have to worry about it. That was a really bad spot. I thought I'd get in there further.
So they murdered Stephanie. Wait.
Bad. Bad. Oh no. Bad. Oh, he used his blade. That's okay.
Yeah.
Hello. Huh?
I got the I got the ring.
Oh, very hot.
Oh, it is a little hot in here. I thought you kept saying hop on. I was like, hop on what?
The payload.
Like,
They have less skills than us apparently. I feel like the Genji has more than 5 kills.
Huh?
If you look at the
Genji?
scoreboard.
No. I feel like I've been taking care of
Oh,
it
yeah.
pretty well. I just blew up. That was really bad. I don't know what happened. But I apologize for that play. Because it was bad.
No, it'll be another.
Oh, I just walked out in the middle of the open.
Oh, no, we're gonna die here.
Oh no. Oh
Get
no.
out of here.
No, that's you.
Haha, I ate your pack. Okay, we got 2 minutes. We got this.
That was only a warm-up.
I mean, you're sacked.
Calm down. The soldier got me.
Oh my gosh. That sucked. They've learned how to join. Or I just got sloppy at the end. I mean, probably a couple of them. A little bit though.
Deflecting. Soldier down.
There's a gold.
Big down.
Juno's dead.
Ah, man. You guys have all, so Ian and
Yeah, I do.
you, Gracie.
Gracie behind the shield, sorry.
Again, I'm probably gonna try and do it.
Oh,
out
please,
here.
please peek, please peek.
Come on, way.
I'm trying to hide a little bit. That was a very risky remix, but you know, sometimes you gotta do it. Okay.
Just Genji.
Genji is dead.
Genji down.
Okay, we got it. I'm standing right here.
Win.
I just This one needs to end. I'm standing right there. 700 health. That's crazy. Anyway. Good job, Ash. Yeah, that
That's what Ted said.
the Briggs we have been encountering have been awesome. Have you been taking notes of Stephanie?
Not if I'm dead.
Yeah.
That's my roommate.
Oh yeah, that's right. She then chases me down, and then she dies, but then Genji gets me.
Well, alright, everybody. That's it for this stream. We've got League of Legends coming up. I do believe Tuesday is the busy day. League of Legends, Rocket League. We've got Fortnite. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're at the end of seasons. So we might only have League right now.
So far the only ones that are going to the playoff is League, Rocket League, and Overwatch for JB.
Alright, sweet.
Yeah!
So League and Rocket League probably tonight. And that will be all for that. Thanks for watching.